Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How many of you are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? इतना लेट क्यों आ रहा है? हरे कृष्णा. I am seeing, yes. I am watching everyone.
Prabhu
So
is
how are you? Online became on site became online. Samanand Prabhu, ठीक है? Yes. Okay, I am seeing you. So some people who are sitting in this side, just near to the Atul Gopal Prabhu, I am not able to see those. Some devotees.
and Gokulananda Prabhu.
Yeah, Gokulan Prabhu, and who else is there? Yeah,
Ujjal Prabhu.
Ujjwal Prabhu, give your darshan. Come in front. Yes, that's fine. Yes. So how many are absent on the on-site? Okay, we'll do the Mangala Charanam. Krishnavarnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopanga Parshadam Yagnaihi Sanketana Prayair Yajantihi Sumedhasaha Antah Krishnam Bahir Gauram Darshitangadi Vaibhavam Kalau Sankirtanadya Ismaha Krishna Chaitanyamashita जयतां मथुरा भूमौ श्रीलरूप सनातनौ यौ विलेकयतस्तत्त्वं ज्ञापकौ पुस्तिकामिमाम् कोऽपि तद्बान्धवो भट्टो दक्षिणद्विजवंशजः विविच्य वेलिकग्रन्थं लिखितात् वृद्धवैष्णवैः तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेकम् क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितम् पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायम् कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः यः श्रीकृष्णपादाम्भोज भजनैकाभिलाषवान् तेनैव दृश्यतामेतत् अन्यस्मै शपथोऽर्पितः श्रीमद्भागवतं श्रीमन्मन्त्रदेशिकमीश्वरम् श्रीमद्भागवतार्थानां सन्दर्भं कर्तुमाश्रये अथ नत्वा मन्त्रगुरून् गुरून् भागवतार्थदान् श्रीभागवत सन्दर्भं वश्मि लेखितुम् यस्य ब्रह्मेति संज्ञां क्वचिदपि निगमे याति चिन्मात्र सत्ता यंसो यस्यांशकैः स्वैर्भवति वशयन्नेव मायां पुमांश्च एकं यस्यैव रूपं विलसति परमव्योम्नि नारायणाख्यम् स श्रीकृष्णो विधत्तां स्वयमिह भगवान् प्रेम तत्पादभाजाम्. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna.
How to get this? So where we are? What's going on? In the last class we were discussing about what? Can anyone just recall it? Yes, Akshay Gorumpu. Yes, Prabhu, Akshay Gorumpu, we can unmute. Gopal, Atul Gopal Prabhu.
Okay. Prabhu, there is a Pratichinna Pratibimba Sutra, 41 number Sutra. Then we were reading Baldev Vidyabhushan commentary.
Yes.
So we already discussed half of that. We were doing up to this just agriyo na grihiyate, we did that. But then after that we stop here. That vriddhi ras, that today you're supposed to explain us. Vriddhi ras sutra. What is that vriddhi ras thing?
Yes. We understood that Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada are not feasible, like how the Advaitins they take the Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada as it is. So that means they are taking Jiva is a direct reflection of the Brahman. That means Mukhya Artha. They are trying to take the Mukhya Artha, and after that Mukhya Artha, so they are saying that Jiva is the just a reflection of the, or otherwise it's a bifurcation of the Brahman. But we already understood from the Jiva Goswami's explanation, Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada both are not feasible. So why they are not feasible? So we understood that. So based upon the Upadhi, we considered Upadhi as real one time, and another time we consider Upadhi as unreal. In the both cases, so this is both are, so these are the Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada are the impossible, that we understood. Then after that, so now we are saying, then what is then, but in the Shastra we are seeing this so many statements. They are saying Brahman, so Jivatma is a reflection of the Brahman. So like this we are saying, then how to understand this? Then we understood that. So Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada, we should not take the main meaning, but we should take the secondary meaning. So, and also Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada are not feasible. So this is, we understood. They are not feasible. Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada are not feasible. So that's why we have to take, so Pratibimbavada, Parichedavada as secondary meanings only. That means wherever you get these terms, Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada, so you should take the secondary meaning of these two words. So that means Jivatma is not exactly reflection of the Brahman, but some similarity is there. To say that here in the Shastra it is said that Jiva is reflection of Brahman, or otherwise bifurcation of Brahman. So then what is the proof? How can you say Pratibimbavada and Parichedavada are not feasible? What is the proof? So the proof is, who is the proof? Proof is Srila Vyasadeva is the proof. And he composed a sutra, Ambuvat Agrahanat tu na tathatvam. Ambuvat Agrahanat tu na tathatvam. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Bhavgrahi Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Water is as Upadhi can cover some portion of the land. So sun can have some reflection in it, but in the case of Brahman, it cannot be covered by any Upadhi.
Yes.
Because of that, and then that is because of Brahman is all pervasive. So no such kind of reflection is possible in the case of Brahman.
And also, like how the water is covering this some bigger place and smaller places, smaller portion of the land, otherwise bigger portion of the land and smaller portion of the land. So the way how the water is covering, in the same way, by any Upadhi, the portion of the Brahman cannot be covered. So that means some portion of the Brahman cannot be bifurcated. And also the way, so we are having the reflection in the water of the sun, in the same way you cannot have the reflection of the Brahman on any Upadhi. So that means Ambuvat Agrahanat na tathatvam. That is the meaning of. That means this sutra is saying that Pratibimba or the Paricheda of the, or other bifurcation or the reflection of the Brahman is not possible like how it is possible in the case of the water. So now today, then we are going to the next sutra. Ruddhi Hrasa Bhaktvam Antarbhavat Ubaya Samanjasyat Evam. This is a sutra. So now we'll try to understand this. Hruddhihrasa bhaktun. There is, like if you take how to understand this sutra, Hruddhi and Hrasa. That means biggerness and small, big and small. So this is possible in the case of the Bimba and Pratibimba. Bimba is always bigger and Pratibimba is smaller. Antarbhava Obhaya Samanjasya Devam. We'll be seeing the meaning of this sloka, this sutra, just by the explanation. While going through the explanation, we can get this. So just I am reading the Baldev Devotion commentary on this Tattva Sandarbha actually, not the from the Govinda Bhasha. Govinda Bhasha I will read after some time actually. First of all, what I'm so you see here, you all can open this Baldev Devotion commentary on the Tattva Sandarbha. Already we sent. What is the file name? So Bhavgrahi Prabhu, you are saying
Sandarbha 1.
Tattva Sandarbha 1. That is the file. And in that file, if you check, you can get this. Then you can directly follow. So here, ataha na tathatvam tasya pradbimbo na ityartaha tarhi shastradvayam katam sangachyate tatra aha vruddhi iti dvitiyena tadvayam na mukyavritya pravartate kintu vruddhihrasa bhaktvam गुणांशम आदाय एव यथा महद अल्पौ भूखंडौ यथा च रवि तत्प्रतिबिंबौ वृद्धिह्रास भाजौ तथा परेश जीवौ स्याता. I will share the screen. I will show. One second.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Venugopal Prabhu, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Pranam Prabhu.
Prabhu, your face is not clearly seen. Kindly, so switch on some light.
Okay. एक ही लाइट है मेरे पास.
Lamp, table lamp, something is there.
ऐसा क्या? I will change my direction. Abhi? Now? Is it okay?
Better, little better.
एक्चुअली ऐसा घूमने से ठीक से दिखेगा, लेकिन ऐसा ही होगा. ठीक है, टुमारो से कल से अच्छा करूंगा.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Uh-huh.
This PDF Tattva Sandarbha 1, is that the Moola which was sent earlier, like called as Sat Sandarbha 1 as a doc? Because I'm struggling to find that PDF, Prabhu.
Bhavgrahi Prabhu, kaun sa file? What is
Yes,
that file?
Shat Sandarbha 1, Tattva Sandarbha 1, Prabhu, that one. I just forwarded in our on-site group.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Not the online, Prabhu. I am saying to the on-site.
On site.
Okay, once. You send to me, I will forward once again.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, forward to me also.
I will forward to everyone. 1 second. It will come.
Thank you, Prabhu. Jai Gopinath Das.
Yes, bro. Acha, okay. I will send separate. Vriddhihrasa bhajo. What is explained here? How he is explaining? So the sutra is explained like this by the Baldev Bhushan. He is saying here, so tadvayam na mukhya vrittya pravartate. I sent to group. Also,
Thanks,
I'm
Prabhu.
sending to Jai Gopiram. Yes. Vriddhihrasa bhajo. Vriddhihrasa means big and small. Vriddhi means bigger, bigger one. Hrasa means Vriddhi bhag means bigger one. Hrasa bhag means smaller one. So this is the reason why we are comparing the. That means why we are taking the Pratibimba because of this. So Bimba is bigger one and the reflection, that means Pratibimba is the smaller one. Like example, you take Surya. Surya and his reflection. So similarly, that means this is example actually. This is example. And now you take the Jiva and Ishvara. Jiva in this position, Bimba position, that's object. Bimba is also known as object. You are able to see the, everyone is able to see the screen or not?
Yes, Prabhu. Whatever you are drawing, that one only, no, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see.
So yeah, this is the object. And this example actually. So like you see here, Surya is a Bimba object. Always it's a bigger one and its reflection is smaller one. The same way, so here you should take the Brahman. And Jiva. This is Brahman Jiva. Paresha Jivo Syatham Tata. That means this is bigger. Bigger one, and this is smaller one. So, kintu, that means Hruddhi Hrasa Bhaktvam Gunamsham Adaya Eva. So that means why we are saying Jivatma is the reflection of the Brahman. Reflection word why we are using? Because in the case of the reflection, object is a bigger one and the whatever the reflection is a smaller one. In the process of reflection, you'll be always seeing that object is bigger one and the reflection is a smaller one. So taking this much amsha, taking this much portion, so we are also employing here. That means we are is using this much in the case of the reflection process. Why we are taking? Because not we are taking the entirely the reflection process. Only the some portion of the reflection process we are taking. What is that portion? Object is a bigger one and the reflection is a smaller one. This much. The same way here, that taking that much. So we are saying Brahman is the reflection, Jiva is the reflection of the Brahman, means Brahman is the bigger and the Jiva is the smaller. And this is the main intention actually. This is the reason so why we are taking the reflection process to explain the Brahman and Jiva. And antarbhavat etasmin amshe shastra tatparya तात्पर्य पूर्ते एवं सति उभयोः दृष्टान्त दार्ष्टान्तिकयोः सामंजस्यात् संगतेः इत्यर्थः. So what is the sutra? If you see in the sutra, Ruddhihrasa Bhaktvam. Ruddhihrasa Bhaktvam. That is this bigger one and smaller one. This biggerness and smallness, these are the there. Antarbhavat. Vruddhihrasa bhaktvam antarbhavat. Antarbhavat. Antarbhavat means what? Antarbhavat means etasmin amshe shastra tatparya purtehe. So antarbhavat means Shastra is saying this much only. So you should take this much of portion of the reflection process, biggerness and smallerness. Antarbhavat means Shastra is concluding in this way. In what way? You should take that means Urdi and Hrasa, that means biggerness and smallerness only in the case of the reflection process. This much only you should take. Antarbhavat. So what is that? Next to Ubayoho Ubhaya samanjasyad evam. Antarbhavat Ubhaya samanjasyad evam. Ubhaya samanjasyad evam means Ubhaya samanjasyad. So Ubhaya samanjasyad evam means, so what is the meaning of this? This means दृष्टांत दाष्टांतकयोः संगतेः. Drishtanta and dashtanta, that means example and exemplified. Both ubayoh sangatehe, that means samanjasya. That means this property is there. What property? This biggerness and this smallerness. This is existing in the both. Then only you can say. So then only you can apply this rule, reflection rule. In the previous case, one example I said, Actually, what is that example? So Devadattaha is a line. So Devadattaha Simha. I said Devadattaha Simha. So in this case, what? Devadatta, here the word Simha is not taking the direct meaning. Simha is not taking the main meaning. Why it is? Why we should not take main meaning, but we should take the secondary meaning. What is that secondary meaning? So that means, so only few in the few characteristics only you are few characteristics of the Simha only you are taking and seeing those characteristics also in the Devadatta. That's why you are saying the Devadatta as Simha. So what are those characteristics? Those characteristics are what? That is the Kruratvam and this is what?
Suratvam and Kruratvam.
Kruratvam and
Suratvam.
Shuratvam. Taking these two characteristics of the Simha, so seeing those two characteristics also in the Devadatta, then you are saying the Devadatta is Simha. So this is the way of application, is known as the secondary meaning. We are taking the secondary meaning of the Simha. So in the same way, so here in our case also, what we are doing, so we are saying Jivatma is a reflection of this means, here what we are taking Vruddhi and Hrasa. This Vruddhi and Hrasa Bhaktam. That means the bigness and the smallness. These properties of the Bimba and Pradbimba we are taking, and that we are applying to the Brahman and Jiva. The Dashtanta. Understood? Yes, Ashray Gaurang Prabhu, tell. Ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have
Yes, Prabhu.
two small questions. One
Yeah.
is Vriddhi Hrasha Bhaja. What
Bhaktam.
we understand from this word, Vriddhi means generally grow, expanding. Rasa means concentration. So Bhaja means that property, that Brahman having these two qualities, it can be expanded or concentrated. So if we take this meaning, then what will be the explanation of this sutra? And the second question is that you mentioned that reflection always is smaller than Bimba, but
Yes.
we see many cases reflection also become big. Like if you front for the mirror, sometimes our body is bigger than what we are. Also shadow,
No, it's not
sometimes
bigger.
small tree having bigger shadows. Sometimes also we see.
So here, Vruddhi and Hrasa are that means Vruddhi Bhak and Hrasa Bhak. Who are the Vruddhi? Who is the Vruddhi Bhak? Vruddhi Bhak is the Brahman, and Hrasa Bhak is the Jiva. So in general cases, actually, if you take the water in the pond or in the pot or in the pond, so if you have the reflection of the sun, so that reflection is a smaller one or the bigger one?
Sun
That is
reflection is small because sun is very high and very big.
yes.
But in
Yeah, and sun
Earth planet,
reflection is a smaller
Earth
one.
planet, all the objects sometimes small, sometimes big.
So, but even if you take any, that means in general cases, maybe where that reflection is looking bigger in front of mirror also, if you stand, so as much as you have, so that much you may get if you have the upadhi, or otherwise it looks, if you go to the little far, so it will be looking the smaller only, na?
Now in mirror, what happened? There are some mirror. If the mirror is little molded, then will become very big. And mirror is like this molded, it become very small.
So
and,
convex and concave, you are saying convex mirror and concave mirrors.
Yeah, there's some like become very big sometimes.
Yeah, convex mirrors and concave mirrors. Okay, don't take those examples. So we have the general example actually. So in general, actually, example means as usually we feel actually, as usually you get. Here Drishtanta, we should example he is giving also sun and his reflection.
Also, if
Correct.
in pond, if we stand in front of the pond,
Mm.
if we stand near the pond, our reflection will be bigger than us. If we stand on the bank of the pond, our
Mhm.
reflection will come bigger than our body.
Mhm. So that we should not take in general. So Drishtanta, so what Drishtanta, no need to, that means take the all the kinds of the Drishtantas should match. So examples means we should take the one example, one example, that is this sun and his reflection. So sun in the sky is very big actually. So we know from the Jyotish Shastra, but the size of the sun. But if you see that same sun is who is very far and reflecting on the water and very small, it looks like very small. In the same way, Brahman is, so is bigger, and so and the Jivatma is a smaller. So to actually just demonstrate this principle of Jivatma is smaller and the Brahman is a bigger. So this
But
example,
if we,
Pratibimba is
Prabhu, if we
used.
take word vriddhi as expansion or growing, then what will be the meaning
No, we
of
should not take that. Expansion is not taken here.
vriddhi? Means not big actually.
No.
Vriddhi does not mean big, or rasa doesn't mean small.
Mm. So that means here Brahman is increasing, sun is increasing, and reflection is decreasing. That we should take.
Something
What
like that.
what kind of explanation you want to give for the Vriddhi and Rasa?
Then
If you
in
take
the
the
Brahman,
expansion,
there is some quality of expanding and
yeah.
concentration. Whether it is, I don't know. Is it that something like that has to come? And in the Krishna can expand, or maybe Brahman can expand, but Jiva cannot. Something I don't know.
Prabhuji, we can take Vriddhi as a increase in the size and increase in the distance, both factors in Vriddhi.
But it is
So if
sarva
you
vyapaka. So where it will be
okay,
expanding?
so Vriddhi is a bigger and the Harasam is a smaller one. This present example, that means to explain this sutra, we are taking this meaning. And what is the problem with this?
Vriddhi
I
does
want to
not mean
understand.
big eye actually.
So then you explain na sutra. You take the meaning and explain, and complete explanation you give. Then we'll understand all.
I have to read again Baldevidya Bhushan's commentary.
No, no
Then I can
problem.
explain.
Actually, you can say your meaning. We have no problem. Then explain the complete sutra, and also contextually it should be fitting your meanings of that words.
I can try. I need time.
But then you come up with the full idea. Then we'll rewrite the Baldev Bhushan's commentary.
No.
Then we can take the your
Baldevidya
comment.
Bhushan is writing Vriddhi means big, then I accept it. But I don't see in Baldevidya Bhushan also that Vriddhi means big.
So here is the Mahad and Alpa. So example, if you want to understand Baldev Bhushan's commentary, Kintu, you first of all, did you find the text or not?
Yeah, I found Prabhu.
You found, you go with the line by line. Tadvayam na mukhya vruttya pravartate kintu hruddhi hrasa bhaktvam gunamsha madayaiva. You understood this line you found?
Gunansha Madayeva. Yeah.
Okay. Next, what is there? You read.
Yatha Mahadalpo Bhukhando Yatha Ravi
Mahad or Alpa. Yatha Mahad or Alpa.
Alpo
Mahad means
Bhukhando.
what?
Bigger and smaller
Bigger.
Bhukhando.
Bhukhando.
Land.
Yatha. This is one example. That means the case of bifurcation. So you should take bigger one and smaller one. Yatha cha Ravi tat pratibimbo. Vruddhi hrasa bhajo. Ravi and tat pratibimba means what? Sun and its reflection. What is that? Those Vruddhi hrasa bhajo. That means sun is what? Is the mahat. And its pratibimba is what? Hrasa bhaja. Sun is the Vriddhi bhaja and tat pratibimba is the Hrasa bhaja. That means having bhaja means having the quality of what? Vriddhi means bigger one and Hrasa means smaller one. Shrunken one, or otherwise smaller one. Okay, what is tatha? In the same way. Yatha radi tat pratibimbo tatha paresha jivau. Paresha means what? Brahman. Jivau means jiva. That means here bifurcation and also pratibimba, both are explained. Mahad alpa bhukandau. That means bigger one and smaller one. That means this water is surrounding the bigger one, bigger portion of the land, and also smaller portion of the land. Mahad alpo. In the same way, if you come to the Pratibhimbavada, sun and its reflection. Ravi tat Pratibhimbo. That means one is having the Vriddhi bhak and another is Rasa bhak. Vriddhi bhak is what? Ravi. That means having the property of biggerness. And the another one is what? Rasa bhak. That is a reflection, is a smaller one. So like tatha, in the same way, paresha jiva, paresha and jiva. That means Brahman and jiva. Syatam, that means can be.
Okay.
Jiva and Ishvara, jiva and Brahman can be. Can be means tatha means like that. The yatha, that means like how the sun and its reflection, in the same way, jiva and Ishvara. Ishvara and jiva. Understanding?
Yeah, got little bit.
Like this. Yeah, kutaha, why? Why you have to take, that means in this way, Vriddhi bhak and Hrasa bhak is the G. So like how the sun is a Vriddhi bhak and his reflection is the Hrasa bhak. That means in the exemplified, in the Dashtanta, what you should take? So Ishvara is the Vriddhi bhak and the Jiva is the Hrasa bhak. Why? Kutaha, why you should take like this? Kutaha, why? Antarbhavat. Next, in the sutra, what is the word coming? Antarbhavat. So Antarbhavat word is coming. What is the meaning of Antarbhavat? Etasmin amshe sastratat paryapurtehe. So Shastra is concluding in this portion only. In this portion of in this portion only Shastra is concluding. That means in this much only you should take. That means so you should take the Jiva is the inferior or otherwise the smaller and the Brahman is the bigger. Like how the sun and its reflection is the bigger and smaller. Okay. Shastra is saying that much only. Shastra tatparya purtehe. Evam sati ubayoho, in this way, so drishtanta dashtantakayoho samanjasyat. So if you take like this, then there is a proper sangati. That means proper sangati means proper correlation between this drishtanta and dashtanta. Proper sangati is happening. So okay, and now come to our Baldev Jabhushan's Govinda Bhashya. Here he is more elaborately explaining. Here he is explaining, if you see the Govinda Bhashya's text, if you want, I can make I already sent picture actually. Last time I sent. 1 second, I will send once again. Now see everyone, you got the text. You can follow me text with text. Sumati Mata, you are getting? Online students are just now in front of me. What you understood? Tell me. Atul Gopal is not there.
He is here only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, me?
Yes.
Prabhu, we are discussing about Brahma's reflection, bigger or smaller.
Okay.
Right now,
Right now, what is happening? Okay. You see the text? Right. Something wrong. Huh. So in this, what we are seeing, I am in this, whatever text I sent in the Baldev Devotion's commentary, you see from the Ayam Bhavaha. Ayam Bhava means Sutra Bhava, the meaning of the Sutra. Purva Sutre, that means in the previous Sutra, Bimba Pradbimba Bhavasya Mukyasya Nirasat Kinchit Sadharmyamadhaya Prakrute Tadbhavaha Prakirtyate. So Purva Sutra is condemning or otherwise rejecting the Bimba and Pradibimba. Bimba Pradibimba Bhavasya Mukyasya Nirasat. That means the main meaning. That means Jivatma is exactly reflection of the Brahman. You cannot take. So that is said in the previous sutra. So that's why, so wherever you are seeing the Shastra, Brahman is, Jiva is the reflection of the Brahman. So what you should take in this case, reflection means you should not take the main meaning. Then you should take the secondary meaning. So what is that secondary meaning? Jivatma is reflection means reflection what it is having is a smaller one. That means Jivatma is or inferior. Jivatma is inferior to Brahman. That meaning you should take. Jivatma is inferior to the Brahman. Brahman is what? Is a bigger one. That means is a superior. That means is a Vriddhibhak. The superior and Jiva is in reflection, that's is inferior. And what else you should take? What else you should take? Surya. See in the line after that, go to the next line in the Sanskrit. Kinchit sadharmyamadaya prakrute tadbhavaha prakirtyate. Kinchit sadharmyam. That means some sadharmyam only you should take. That means inferior and superior. And next you should take, that means reflection is inferior, that means object is superior. That is the sadharmya. That much only you should take. Next, what is there next? Tacha ittam bodhyam. So Suryo hi Ruddhibak. Surya is what? Ruddhibak means superior. Surya is the superior. And Jaladyupadi dharmaihi asampruktaha satantrascha tad pratibimbaha suryakaha tad hrasabhajaha jaladyupadi dharma योगिनः परतंत्राश्च भवन्ति एवं परमात्मा विभुः प्रकृति धर्मैः असंपृक्तः स्वतंत्रश्च तदंशकाः जीवाः अणवः प्रकृति धर्म योगिनः परतंत्राश्च. Now, what is the difference between the bimba and the reflection? There's a bimba, that means object. It is object. This is what sun you take. And the reflection is the water. Okay, is a upadi, otherwise water. In the water, able to see the screen? Visible? Okay. This is the water, and in the water you are seeing the reflection. This is object, and this is the reflection. What is the difference between these two? This is what? Vruddhibhag. That means superior. Or otherwise, is the bigger. And this is what? Hrasabhag. Reflection is what? Hrasabhag. Means what? And what else he is saying here? So see the Valdevya Bhushan's comment is Surya hi Vruddhibhag. Surya is what? Vruddhibhag is superior or otherwise bigger. Jaladhyupadi dharma hi asampruktaha. That means he is not touched by, he is not touched by the properties of upadi. What is the upadi here? Water. Water is the upadi. But if you come to the and swatantraha, and also is what? Vruddhibhag, and also he is swatantraha. What is that? He is swatantra, means independent. Okay, now come to the reflection. Reflection is what? See in the next line. Swatantrascha tat pratibimbaha. That means Surya pratibimbaha. That means reflection of the Surya is what? Surya kaha tad hrasabhag. That means he is inferior. Inferior to the sun. That means hrasabhag means inferior or otherwise smaller one. Hrasabhag. Jaladi upadi dharma yoginaha. But in this case of reflection, what he is? He is touched by everyone, right? सो रहे हैं क्या? Touched, sleeping, on-site students.
No, Prabhu.
Properties of upadi. Writing is, example is what here? Water. If water is having some cleanness, then this reflection is also is visible cleanly. But if water is having some kind of dirtiness, then reflection is not so clear. So that means what? Reflection is affected by the properties of the upadi, but not the object, that is sun. Jaladhyupadi dharma yoginaha paratantrascha. Reflection is what? Is the paratantra. If you make changes in the object, you can see the immediately changes in the reflection. But if you change the reflection, is there any change in the object? No. That means that's why what? Object is independent. Reflection is paratantraha, means dependent. Dependent. Okay. Paratantrascha bhavanti. Evam. In this way. Now what you should do? In this way. In this way. Now take the Brahman and Jiva. Apply this example. Surya and his reflection example to the Brahman and Jiva. Evam means in this way. Following everyone, Sanskrit text and why, how I am explaining?
Yes.
Evam Paramatma. That means Paramatma is what? Vibhuhu. Here, Brahman or otherwise Paramatma. Hari, why it came? How to remove this? Barbara. This is Brahman. This you take as object and Jiva. This is what? This is the reflection. So you apply how the Surya is what? Here object in the case of example is a Vriddhipak. Means what you should take here? Brahman is Vibhu. Is a bigger one, all pervasive or otherwise superior. Next, Prakriti Dharmaihi Asampruktaha. He is not touched by the, so that here you should write. Here what you said, he is not touched by the properties of Upadhi. Similarly, so Bimba, object, is not touched by the properties of Upadhi. So what you should write here? Brahman is not touched by the properties of Prakriti. And what else? Vibhuhu Prakriti Dharmaihi Asampruktaha Swatantrascha. What we said here? Bimba is always what? Always Swatantraha. Where is eraser? Bimba is always Swatantraha. That means Brahman is Swatantraha. You should take the qualities of the, see, these. The qualities, the properties of the Bimba, you should apply to the this, and this. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. These are the properties of the Bimba, object, that you should apply to the Brahman. Because Brahman is the Bimba. So that means it is Vibhu, property 1, and it is not touched by the properties of Prakriti, is the second. And what is the third one? It is Swatantraha, independent. So this is third property. Okay. Bimba properties you should apply to the Brahman, and the reflection properties you should apply to the Jiva. So that means Jiva is a reflection. In the Shastra, what is said? Jiva is a reflection of the Brahman is said. That's why reflection properties you should apply to the Jiva. Then what is that? Jiva is touched by the properties of, बोलिए, Prakriti. Okay. And what else? Jiva is Paratantraha. Like you should apply all the properties of reflection to the Jiva, since Jiva is in the position of reflection. Where is this? Jiva is Paratantraha. Here is what Jiva is Harasa Bhak. That is also there. Jiva is What is said? Prakriti Swatantrasya Tadamshakaha. Jiva Anavaha. Here it is what? Anuhu. This is Jiva is Anuhu. This is a property number is 1. Jiva is touched by the Prakriti. So 2. And Jiva is Paratantraha. This is 3. So only in the Bimba and the Pratibimba, so these properties only should apply. Like how if you say this Devadatta is Simha, you are only seeing the few properties of example in the exemplified. In the same way, you should take only the few properties of the Bimba and Pratibimba to explain Brahman and Jiva. Okay? Next. Tadamshakaha Jevaha Anavaha Prakriti Dharma Yoginaha Paratantrascha iti. So what is the difficulty in understanding this? Ashay Gaurang Prabhu, do you have any difficulty? No, no. Any others? Everyone are able to understand why the Bimba Pratibimba Vada is given to explain Jiva and the Brahman? Manjari Mata, you got it? Okay. Natu Upadi Pratifalita Rupa Bhasatvena Dharma. So if you want, I can see that another 2 lines also. Or otherwise, we can go to our text. In this commentary of the, that means in the, I'm saying, so this, Govinda Bhashya, Tasmad iyam upama tad bhinnatva tad adhinatva tad sadrishyaihi eva dharmaihi siddhaha natu upadi pratifalita rupabhasatvena dharmena iti. Ataeva nirupadi pratibimbaha jivaha ityaha painga shrutihi. It's a very important point here. Yadav Prabhu, where are you going? I'm seeing online people. No, my focus is on online, not in the answer. So what is the next line is saying in the Govinda Bhashya? Tasma, therefore, iyam upama, this example. That means Bimba Pratibimba example. Tad bhinnatva, tad adhinatva, tad sadrishyaihi eva dharmaihi siddhaha. So what we are understanding, just I am sharing once again the screen. So what things are we are seeing? Bhinnatva. That means by saying that means Jivatma is a reflection of the Brahman. What we are understanding? Jivatma is different from the Brahman. This point is established. Sorry. Oh. Jivatma is what? Bhinna. Jivatma is, why this comes always?
I think you can scroll down, it will go to next page instead of erasing.
Oh, text is selected, Prabhu. I don't know why it is always text is selected. This pen, how to use actually? This is having the just at holding place, it is having some keys, and if unknowingly if you press it, automatically it is selecting text, and that keyboard is coming. Okay, anyway, this Jiva. See, Jiva is reflection of the Brahman. If you say, what is established? Bhinnatvam is established. Jivatma is different from the Brahman. Tad adhinatvam. reflection is always dependent on object. So that's why adhinatvam, that means Jiva is dependent on Brahman. This fact is established. What are the facts established by the example of Bimba Pratibimba? What is that? One is Jiva is different from Brahman. Yes or no? Always Bimba reflection is different from the object. So that's the point. Second point is what? Second point, tadadinatvam. Reflection is always dependent on object. So that's why Jiva is dependent on Brahman. This second point. And third one is what? Tat sadrishya. Always Jiva reflection always looks like object. So that's why Jiva looks like Jiva is like, sorry.
Okay, I think if you press the enter key, it will go to next page. You can write face.
Yes, bro. This next third point is what? Third point, what we are understanding? Jiva is similar to the Brahman. This is the points. This is the advantage of the, so to say these facts, so we are using this reflection example. Okay, everyone understood why we are using the Shastra is saying Jiva is reflection of the Brahman? To establish these 3 points. To establish these 3 points. To establish these 3 points. Is 1, 2, and 3. And what else is said? Natu upadi pratifalita rupa bhasatvena dharmena. What you should not take? So what you should not take? You should not take at any time. At any time you should not take Jiva is a just reflection of Brahman. No. In this way, just that means main meaning you should not take. Just Brahman is there, and that Upadi, that Brahman is reflected, and that is Jiva. No, that meaning you should not take. Only the above way, how I explained, so that way you should take. Like secondary meaning only you should take. Atayeva, that's why what? Jiva is not the Upadi Pratibimbaha, but what? Jiva is not the just reflection of Brahman on the Upadi, but what? Jiva is, important point, Jiva is Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. Jiva is what? Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. What is this? Nirupadi Pratibimbaha? This new word. Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. Jiva is what? Nirupadi Pratibimbaha of Brahman. Not the Upadi Pratibimbaha, but Jiva is not, sorry. Jiva is not Upadi Pratibimbaha. Jiva is not Upadi Pratibimbaha of Brahman. Upadi Pratibimbaha means just object is there, Upadi is there, and just a reflection, just taking as it is, like how the Advaitins take. No, this is not. And it is Nirupadi Pratibimbaha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you are explaining all these things. Where is there? We can find. I'm not able to find. There.
Yes, very good.
And book. Where is the statement?
How many are? 1 second. I will now check. How many are not able to follow the where I'm saying? Raise the hands. On site and online. I will give the gift for all of you. Raise the hand. On site students, raise the hands. You are so sincere and clearly following the class. Who are those? Count. Atul Gopal Prabhu.
I'm able to see.
Who are else are not finding? Names?
दिख रहा है क्या स्क्रीन में हम?
I दिख नहीं रहे actually. I am not able to see.
Prabhu, how many of you are seeing? Able to see? How many?
All are online students. All are seeing. Nobody is raising hand. They are knowing where I am explaining.
On site student.
On site, they are not able to see. Actually, generally happens reverse every day.
So Prabhu, I'm not following the text, but I'm following you what you are saying.
Yeah. But at least text you that where the text you found where it is.
No, Prabhu, I have not been jumping there.
Oh, acha, ठीक है. So text I sent just now in the WhatsApp. This is the Baldev Bhushan's commentary.
Yeah, Prabhu, that text I have found and I can see that. But I'm not.
Last line in the text it is there.
Last line, Prabhu. Last but one line. What is his name? Who asked me? What is his name?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Chaitanya Pitambar Prabhu. Pitambar Chaitanya Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, just now in the WhatsApp I sent message, na? Photo.
Please kindly tell you I'm sending because we are hearing and we don't know from where you're speaking. So we don't know. We didn't see this WhatsApp. Not seeing.
I spoke, Prabhu. I spoke. But you are not following. What should I do? I spoke. Others are following. Ashay Gurumra, you are following or not? Yes. So others are all following. I sent and I said also. So you open that file. That's in the WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you have the message. That picture is there. That's a Baldev Bhushan's Govinda Bhashya commentary on this sutra. Just 2 lines are pending. So of course, it is not so much relevant to our discussion, but still I am anyway. Sutra we discussed almost everything. So I am covering that 2 lines also. I said this point also. Understood? Pitambar Prabhu?
Prabhu.
Okay. Good. Confusion hona chahiye. It's good to become confused. Then it will. So see here. Jiva is not Upadi Pratibimbaha. Where it is there? Na tu Upadi Pratifalita Rupa Bhasatvena Dharmena Ateva nirupadi pratibimbaha jiva ityaha painga shrutihi. Who is saying jiva is nirupadi pratibimbaha Brahman? Who is saying? Painga shrutihi. Who is saying? This is from the Painga shrutihi. This is a very important question. In exam, it may come. These two sutras, how to understand the Pratibhimbavada and Pratichinnavada based upon the views of Srila Vyasadeva. 15 marks. You should write all this.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Now questions will come. Yes.
So, Prabhuji, in the example, like when you have example for about the sun and the reflection of in the water, so that time you said that water is like a upadhi, and the reflection is depending. Reflection of the sun is depending upon that upadhi. But
yes, this one only, na Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is the water. This is water, and this is sun.
Yeah. So
and this is the reflection. Tell Prabhu.
Which is water here. But here we are concluding that Jiva is not Upadhi Pratibimba, but Nirupadhi Pratibimba. So little bit confusion here.
Here, that means here, just I am coming, Prabhu. Okay, fine. No problem. So here what we are saying, Jiva is not Upadhi, we are not saying. Jiva is not Upadhi Pratibimba. That means it is not just a reflection of the Brahman on the Upadhi. It is not just a reflection of Brahman on Upadhi. You understood, na? But yes. It is what? Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. That means this Jiva is Pratibimba only, but without any Upadhi. In general case, what? Bimba and Pratibimba, what we understand? There is a one Upadhi and it is reflecting on that. So it is not that kind of, Jiva is not that kind of reflection. The way how the sun is reflecting on the water and this reflection is there, this is not like that. We should take what? So we should take Jivatma as Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. Nirupadi Pratibimbaha means then example is what? Nirupadi Pratibimba example can you give? One may ask. Yes, Nirupadi Pratibimba example is what? Is the Indra Chapaha. It's a rainbow. Rainbow. Nirupadi Pratibimba example is example for Nirupadi Pratibimba. Example for Nirupadi Pratibimba is rainbow. Ashray Gaurang Prabhu, what is your question? Rainbow is also reflection of the sun, but it doesn't have any upadhi. So like this, who is saying? This is from the Painga Shruti. So sopadhi anupadischa pratibimbaha didha ishyate jiva ishasya anupadi indra chapo yatha ravehe. That means the rainbow of sun.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I was just requesting if you can explain the last line, so that will be complete. Sopadi, Anupadis, Pratibimbo, Dideshake.
Yes, these two lines, Prabhu.
Yeah, yes, please. Jivaisasya Anupadi, Indra Chapo, Yathirave. Yeah.
Natu, I mean in the Sanskrit you see, Prabhu. Natu upadi pratifalita rupa bhasatvena dharmena. That means what? What is the meaning of this? So what we concluded, we should not take Jivatma as just a reflection of Bimba or the Brahman. Yes? Yeah. This you all understood or not?
Yeah, got it.
That is the point he said. That means, na tu upadi pratifalita. Upadi means here, prakriti you take, or the maya. So, jiva, upadi pratifalita rupa bhasa. That means it's just the reflection which is having the Rupa Bhasa. It is like also like the Brahman. This reflection is having the Brahman. So in this way, Jivatma you should not take Jivatma is just a reflection on the Upadi. This is not, that is a final conclusion. So there only we are, that means after understanding these two sutras, what we are finally concluding? We are concluding that Jivatma cannot be the just reflection of the, so just a reflection on the Upadi of the Brahman. This point is okay.
Yeah.
Then what Jivatma? Jivatma is Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. Jivatma is what? Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. Who is saying? Painga Shruti is saying. This one Shruti. This Painga Shruti is saying. Jivatma is Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. So then what is the example for the Nirupadi Pratibimbaha? So sun and its rainbow. Sun is there and it's a rainbow. So the rainbow is the Nirupadi Pratibimbaha. In the same way, Jivatma is the Nirupadi Pratibimbaha of the Brahman. Okay. This is the understanding. So can anyone summarize? Because I am not feeling confident that whether you understood or not. Who is going to, what we discussed, who is going to summarize? Tell me.
You can explain if you want what I understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Explain. Today what we understood, what we just quickly.
Yeah. Today we started with this Ambuvat Agranath Sutra of Baldev, of Vyasdev, that Bimba and Parichannavad and Parichedavad both are first, in first sutra they were defeated, rejected, that it's not possible. But then again Riddhi Rash Sutra is explaining, we have to understood the secondary meaning of that. So secondary meaning is that that is Vriddhi Rash. Secondary meaning means they have some similarity is there, three qualities there: Adhinatva, Adhinatva, Sadrishya, Adhinatva, Sadrishya, and Bhinnatva. These three qualities.
Bhinnatvam, Paratantratvam, and Sadrishyatvam.
These three qualities are similar between the Bimba and Pratibimba. So that same three qualities there between Vibhu, Paramatma, and Jiva. This similarity.
Yes.
And now this last conclusion is coming that this Upadhi, that Brahman is reflected, is wrong. This is not reflection. Jiva is not reflection. Jiva is actually real.
Yes.
That is first thing. So then now Baldev Vidabhushan is giving another example to understand the reflection, how Jiva is reflection from Pengi's Riti, that you can explain us, that Indra Chapa example.
Yes, Indra Chapa. Okay, very good. So, okay, on-site students, you have any questions before closing the class? No questions?
Nobody is raising the hands, Prabhu. No questions.
Okay. Monday onwards, I will come to classroom only. So,
Prabhuji, I have
today and tomorrow, I will follow like this. Okay, thank you very much for patient and kind hearing.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
A question, please.
Prabhuji, little bit still there is confusion between
Yes, Prabhu.
Nirupadi and Upadi. So I just
Yes,
want
Prabhu.
to give some explanation. Please tell it is correct or not. So you
Yes,
are
Prabhu.
saying the sun is reflecting on the water,
Yes.
and similarly you are saying the Jiva is Nirupadi. That means Jiva is not same as Brahman. Like there is difference because of the Maya covering or something. Because Indra Chapa example when we give, so Indra Chapa doesn't look like a sun. It is something different, but it is dependent on sun. So probably Indra Chapa example is correct. So Jiva is like Indra Chapa. It is not exactly looking like sun. It is something different. But
No, exactly. Look, that is not the case actually. So Jiva is not exactly looking like this Brahman. That means here rainbow is not exactly looking like this, and that's why we are taking. No, 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 that's not the point. What Baldev Jabushan is saying, Baldev Jabushan is saying that you should not take Jivatma as just reflection of the Brahman on the Upadhi. So, and but what? It is also reflection only. Jivatma is definitely reflection. So that means some similarity is there. Obviously, that's why we are saying Jiva is reflection. But how exactly it is, that means we are giving another example actually. If you want to understand then the relation between the Jiva and the Brahman, so you can take the example of the rainbow and the sun. So like the rainbow is not the reflection on the any Upadhi, but it is dependent on the sun only. And also it looks like sun because the colors are there. Whatever colors we have in the light spectrum, the same colors we are also having. So that some similarity is there, and also dependency is there. And but it is not the exactly reflection on the Upadhi. So only to make you to understand that is Painga Shruti is saying.
Okay. So basically that exactly what is the key word here, that it is not exactly like Brahman.
That is the point, Prabhu. Mukhya Artha you should not take. That means how Advaitins they are taking. They are taking Jivatma is as it is. That means the reflection of the Brahman. We should not take that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Only thing is just very clear.
Or who else? Yes, Mataji. Yes, Manjiri Mataji, please. Atil Prabhu, unmute Manjiri Mataji.
Thank you. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
So physically, rainbow is also a reflection of light in water droplets in the sky. So how to understand that there is no Upadhi when we talk about rainbow?
Rainbow concept I should understand then. Here is saying Isasya Anupadi. I don't know, Mataji, this rainbow concept. I don't know. You only have to tell this.
It's just physics that light is reflecting on water droplets in the sky. So there is still something it's reflecting on. That's why I don't understand.
Yeah. But why it is not looking like sun as it is? Some phenomenal difference is there. Why it is not looking like sun then?
Okay,
Like
so
how
the point, so the point
what
is
the difference
in appearance.
Yeah.
Not
What is the difference?
But we used it as an example for Nirupadi Pratibimba, which means there is no Upadi, but there is still Upadi, the water droplets.
Okay. But what is the difference between the sun reflecting on the water and the rainbow? Why this difference is coming?
Yeah, I think it is because of the size. Water on the land, the river, like it is a very big size, and the raindrops are very small in size. Kind of anu, we can say.
Maybe we need to understand. It's not just reflection actually of the rainbow is not just reflection. Just reflection means how we have the reflection of the sun on the water is not like that. So some similarity, some dissimilarity is there. Based upon that, he is saying Nirupadi Pratibimbaha is or Anupadi Pratibimbaha. And maybe Shastra is having some different perception about this mechanism of the Pratibimb, that's a rainbow. And I'm not clear about that.
Okay.
But Shruti is saying Shruti is more powerful, so we're
yes,
taking as
just
this.
trying to understand, but it's okay. Chant Hare Krishna and then understand.
No, actually, we'll try to understand because as much as we progress in our journey of the reading understanding the Shastra. So
But
it will
so
come.
far, everything was very logical. Just this point, I lost
Yeah,
the
yeah.
similarity.
Yes, yes. Definitely some point might be there, and I'm not exactly knowing this.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, Prabhu, tell Prabhu.
Yeah, I want to just comment on that.
Yeah.
That Mahatseva Prabhu and Mataji's question.
Okay. Yes.
That reflection, reflection, the Pratibimba is really not possible because reflection is not real. It's unreal. But Jivatma is real. So there is no question like Jivatma is not, that's why it is rejected. But there are some similarities, that example having some similarity. That's why we are taking like Bhinnatvam, Sadrishatvam, and Adhinatvam.
Adhinatvam.
Adhinatvam. That's the reason this example is taken.
Yes.
And now that's why Matsyapu asking why. Then second, this about Indra Chapa example, what I understood, the two bad qualities of that example is being rejected by this one another example. So by using Indra Chapa example, the Pangi Shruti want to say that like sun's example, sun reflection in the water is similar, looking like sun only. But Jiva is not, is Bhinna. To tell that Jiva is Bhinna, they taking another example, which is Indra Chapa, rainbow, which is not like sun, but it is sun's reflection also. And second quality they want to reject, that this is Jiva is not actually production of Maya. Like reflection is actually based on water only. But Jiva is not based on, like according to Shastra, Jiva have no connection with Maya at all. Living entity is totally independent from matter. Matter cannot touch the living entity. So that they want to emphasize that point, that living entity is not product of Maya, like a reflection is product of water. Like so, for that's why rainbow example is given. Now the what Mata is saying, that rainbow is maybe also reflect on drops of water, but that is very microscopic vision. But in ordinary vision, we see that water, we see with our own simple eye, material eye, that there is water and there is reflection. But rainbow, we see in this open sky, there is rainbow. So we generally don't see any base for that, any base for that.
He tried. Okay. Not fully satisfactory, Prabhu. Okay. we understood your endeavor. Yes. Because Mataji's point is very strong point actually. She is saying, so we know this reflection on the droplets, and that is a reflection on the water. Of course, it is a reflection. That is her point actually. So we have to see in more scrutinizingly, and then we should understand that.
Like water, you said that water is, if water is thick, then reflection will appear differently. Water is moving, then reflection will move. But in rainbow's case, do that all these things will happen?
That's why many things are there. So what is the difference between the reflection of sun on the water and what is the rainbow? So this phenomena we should understand. Then we can easily explain the things.
So basically, to reject two qualities, this example has come. One is, it is not product of Maya. Secondly, it is not actually reflection. It's different.
Okay. So what else? Who? Okay, thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Because
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Tell Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I just wanted to explain the understanding how I understood the rainbow example.
Yes, Prabhu.
It might not be very good, but
actually I was thinking I don't want to open this topic, but somehow I opened because I'm not so confident, and this is also not relevant to our discussion. These two lines, extra lines only. Just I thought that the students will take just as a extra point and information for them, but now they are catching me. So I was suspecting my at the beginning itself. So definitely they will catch here.
So
Anyway,
Prabhu, like the way I understood is that when we want to see a reflection,
yeah,
in reflection we want to see what is the true identity of an object. How does it look basically?
yeah,
So if I'm seeing example of myself in mirror, then I want to see how I look, what I
yes,
am. That's it.
yes, yes,
It is immaterial whether I'm looking bigger or smaller or something. So when we are looking an example of pratibimba, we want to see what is the true reflection of object, or like what is the true reflection of object. So when we
Mhm.
are seeing an reflection of sun god in water,
Mm.
the way the appearance of the object or upadhi is, that's how in the water it looks, though it is influenced by the water upadhi or the properties of water.
Yes,
So if we make water muddy, or if we are seeing in a sea, or we are seeing water in a pot, the reflection will change because it is influenced by that upadhi
yeah. Reflection is touched by the properties of Upadhi.
of the upadhi. So
Yes,
when we are seeing the rainbow,
yeah,
the example of a rainbow, what we are
mm.
saying is that because of the sunlight
Yeah.
and reflection from the water droplets, the colors are getting formed. But
Yes,
you
yes,
see directly in this one
yeah,
that because of the process and the upadhi itself, the reflection is not of the direct sun.
yeah,
The reflection is not of the direct sun, but it is one of the forms of it, which is different to the original sun's reflection. You see?
okay, okay,
So this is two different things. When you are seeing directly a reflection
mm.
in a water, and when you are seeing the reflection because of the
Mm.
properties of those droplets and the light, both are interacting with each other to form something different. So the
Yeah,
point
yeah,
here made is
yeah,
that what you are seeing is not
yeah,
true
yeah.
reflection, and what you are seeing as a reflection is also dependent upon the sun
Mm.
and that water droplet and the light. So it has got a dependency first of all, and
Yeah,
it is not a true reflection. So the
yes,
point made here is that
yeah,
jiva is a reflection,
yes,
however it is not the true reflection of the Brahma.
yes, 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 yes. It's making sense. Yes, some extent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prabhu, so that's
Okay, bro. Thank you.
very.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have next class. Hare Krishna.